All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Welcome to Moats, a map that I have not seen in a very long time. A map that is actually way better looking than I thought. I was just saying that I was confusing this with another map in my brain, and we picked this one because we wanted to do Exploding Kings, but we wanted to do a different map. So it looks like every player is surrounded by a moat, but there is an opening and an ability to escape. Remind me, I actually have a really funny story about this, and it just clicked for me. I have a story to tell you guys, but we'll get to that later. In the gray, playing as the Huns, we have Rorizaro. In the blue, we have Adam, who is playing as the Portuguese. In the red, we've got Midna, who is playing as the Goths. In the orange, we have PC Nerd, who said, and I quote, "I quit my job last week so I could have a chance of getting into community games this week. Looks like my luck is running right. Got my new job starting on Monday." So PC Nerd literally quit early, I guess, so he could be off work to be here for community games this Friday. In the green, we have Amoxicillin. Oh, okay. Isn't that a Medicaid? I don't know. Should I know what that is? It rings a bell. Playing as the Indians. In the purple, we have Asandrius playing as the Britons. In the yellow, we've got Monk, who is AFK. And then with the teal, we have another name hard for me to pronounce. And players are trying to figure out what to do with wood. Okay, so quick story time. All right, there was this player. So nowadays there's a ranked queue, right? So you can queue up for ranked. But before that, for all the old farts like me, you would create a lobby, and it'd be ranked. And then you would choose to join someone's lobby, like Fatslob, 1v1 Black Forest Vikings. You join, and then you play in the host settings. And there was a guy who was actually a really good player, but he boosted his elo by like 200 elo because he would host 1v1s on moats. And what would happen with 1v1 gens is people wouldn't know what to do for wood, and he would run forward, scout their moats, and he would wall them in. And I really wish I had recorded games or remembered who this player was. But yeah, so like I faced him. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll play moats, whatever that is. Not knowing what it was. And then by the time I realized the 2 choke points I'd have would be walled in. And in a 1v1, it's like, it's a lot more closed off, at least in my experience. So these guys are, some of the players are talking about wood and trying to figure that out. And, you know, they're going to have to chop straggler trees till they find the wood, but there is an avenue to find it. But yeah, I wish I would. That sounds like something you guys would be interested in seeing. So I wish I would have remembered that stuff. But that was back before I would see a game or play a game and find a game and immediately think, OMG, I need to show this to the world. So it is an antibiotic. Okay, yeah, it's an interesting name there then for green. Anyways, it's Exploding Kings. You can see it at the top of your screen, but in case you needed a reminder, it is Exploding Kings. If you kill someone's king, you better be careful because it will explode and it will kill everything in a very large radius. Apart from that, it is also regicide. Well, it is regicide, obviously, because that means kings, but what I meant to say was diplomacy. So we have some players talking, and I actually saw blue say, Midna, I am sending sheep as a sign of peace. So it seems like blue and red are going to be friends. I don't know if red will take that as a sign of peace. Maybe it's like a Trojan sheep. But I will say this, guys. I don't know if any of these players are well-established, beastly community game players. And I hope they don't get offended when they hear this later. It's just, you know, those players who have played for years and years and have a few wins under their belts. That happens sometimes. But I think it's the only name that stands out to me here has been around a very, very long time. Or maybe the two would be Asandrius and Midna. And I know Midna's been around the community for a bit, but I'm not really seeing the strongest Dark Age here. And I'm just not sure. You know, some players I know and can talk about the history. I'm just not sure. Again, just because they haven't played in community games doesn't mean that they're not good players. I just don't know here. So we've kind of got a clean slate with low expectations, or no expectations exactly on what will happen here. Now, it seems like most of the wood is outside of the moats. Within your moat, you've got your gold and your stone. Beyond that, there is gold and stone towards the center. There's also extra food out there. I don't think wood will be an issue, but I could see gold being an issue. And look at Teal. Teal says, hello, Rosario, we are buddies. That's one way to do it. Yeah, I've seen Adam in a few games as well. A PC Nerd has played before, but it's just hard for me to say that this player or that player is going to be good. Looks like Yellow, who was AFK at the start, though, is here now. I'm not sure what happened there. Now, the other thing that sucks with moats is that you cannot dock this. You cannot dock deep water. It's one of the funny things about Age of Empires 2, but it's truthfully a really kind of a bad map script, but it's an old map script, I think, that came in with the game years and years ago. And so that's why it's still around. And so you cannot dock this at all. So if you are walled in, you really have no way of escaping. And so that player I told you guys about, what he would do is he would wall you in, and then he would go feudal age, and then he would just tower you. And then you would just be stuck. and even if you did something like this, he'd just tower all your wood and keep you trapped in. It was kind of smart, to be honest. There might be some reasons you want to dock, like maybe docking to add fishing ships for fish traps, maybe just to hide some stuff in a transport ship. But yeah, obviously, it's not like the water really connects here, so. All right, guys, I'm going to relax a little bit here. Not that I wouldn't normally at this time, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of aggression. We don't see a ton of chat. I do love to see Yellow talking, though. He says, good to meet you, my brother. Teal says, I would like to stick with you as we are already close. Winky face. Liking the winking, liking the conversation. Good Diplo here. This game is hard, but you definitely do want to communicate with people. Get people on your good side for the long term, and the relationships you form in the early stages have lasting effects. But yeah, to the people who are here watching live, I don't know how many of you are new or just had questions for me or whatever. I won't be able to answer them all. I might be picky on it, but this would be a good time to maybe just figure out how you guys are doing, you know? We've got a new, at least at the time we're streaming this, we've got a new DLC coming up next week. So that'll be fun to talk about, maybe. Exciting times, exciting times. So, teal, gray, and yellow seem to be the most talkative. These three, I don't know what to call them. I can't really combine their names, so we'll just say the players to the west. They seem to be the most talkative right now. Pineapple on pizza, question mark? I do like pineapple on pizza, but I'm not saying that pineapple on pizza is the best way to eat pizza. There's not many pizzas I don't like. Pizza's pizza, so. I know that people can be very split on the pineapple pizza topic. It's almost like bringing up politics on stream. You don't want to do it. But I'm very middle of the road when it comes to that. Because I'd be down to have pineapple with pizza right now, but I'd also be down to have any other type of pizza, pretty much. Yo, Lieutenant Crackers, what's up? Kyle says, can we sponsor a show match through you? Yes and no. It does depend. Like, if you were to come up to me and say, hey, T90, here's $100. I want to do a slow speed Turks only force nothing show match between Viper and Doubt. I would probably say those settings are not going to entice the players, and it's probably unfair to the players' time. And, you know, so it does depend on the settings of what you're looking to do. Also, setting up show matches and coordinating on top of the casting is obviously work too, so it would depend. But don't hesitate to reach out. If you ever want to sponsor a show match or like an event that I'm doing or will do that's not announced, you know, you want to get involved, just message me on Discord is your best bet. Playing in my first 1v1 tourney next month, any advice? Have fun. Have fun with it. Losing is a good experience, or like it's good to learn from, you know. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just have a good time. I got a promotion at work recently. Feels good. Nice. Man, your boss must have seen your community game performances. I have heard that that has an effect. A lot of people are going to smile at me in chat if they've got big promotions at work. If you found the woman of your dream, man or woman or lizard of your dreams, got a big promotion at work, all because of your community game performances, you could smile at me in the chat right now. Right, I said lizard. If you are down to have pineapple pizza, then you are part of the enemy. Why do we have to be so divisive about it? There's no enemies involved. It's pizza. It's pizza. Okay, see, we got a few. I was expecting way more. You guys are really ruining this joke for me. Ooh, I like this. I like the combo here. Resources are coming in faster than expected. And Blue says, hey, Gray, we're close, want a team? And Gray's like, yeah. Been talking with Teal, too. So we are all south, so would work out. I don't know if Teal really is a fan of the fact that Blue has been looped in that alliance, but it's certainly not going to hurt. Okay. Robert says, I wouldn't be where I am without AoE2 because I'd probably have been more productive with my time. That is a lie. I used to do that to myself as well. Oh my God. Like you look at Steam and it says how many hours you spent on the game. Or like your phone tells you how long you've looked at your phone. And you're like, oh my God, if only I would have spent those hours working out, I'd be ripped. And I want to be ripped. Oh, if only I would have spent those hours doing this or doing that. The reality is you need to procrastinate, or you felt the need to procrastinate. Like if AoE2 wasn't there, you'd be off doing something else. You know, that's something that I used to bother myself with. I'm not saying that you can't look at how much time you spend on something and say, okay, maybe this is unhealthy, or maybe I need to change this for my life. But, at least in my case, as a procrastinator, if I'm going to procrastinate, if I eliminate one thing I procrastinate with, I'm probably going to fill that with another, you know? I was fired from my job because of you. I was watching your... Oh, God, I hope this isn't true. I was watching your streams all day during work, so my boss finally said I was done. Is that true? I'm sorry. Is that my fault? I don't know. I don't know. I feel guilty now all of a sudden. Sorry, I'll start being less entertaining so people don't get fired from their jobs. 59 eco for Blue, and Blue is in the lead. Well, in the lead in that regard. What civ is Blue again? Portuguese. Interesting. Okay, trolling. I hope so. I mean, I used to watch videos and whatnot. I used to work at a call center. I've told you guys stories about this before. I used to work at a billing call center. So basically everyone who hated the billion-dollar company I worked for would call me and see me as the enemy. And I would have to explain to them why their bills were so high and why they were wrong. And yeah, I was getting paid like 12 bucks an hour, 13 bucks an hour, and they ripped me a new one every single second of every day. And so I remember I didn't want to deal with that crap. So I would be listening to them yell at me or whatever as I'm doing my job. And I would have the, I'm just enjoying watching these trade cards, by the way. And I would have some videos up on my screen. And I actually, my boss noticed it, and he's like, you're not supposed to be doing that, but you're doing good at your job. So as long as you keep that up, you're good. And I always appreciated that. I remember his name was Peter. I don't even remember his last name, and I wouldn't name drop it anyway. But I always appreciated that because that was a tough job, and that was a rough time for me. And he was one of the few lights in a dark environment for me back then. Okay. Been talking to Blue. Is he friendly? To form an alliance with him in Red. Yes, combat. Red, you infantry. I go organs, question mark? Yes, although I did not talk to Red. He talked to me. Okay, well, the more allies you have, the better. I would like to have strong allies near me. So I can relate you would like Blue. Wow, that's interesting. So Teal is not saying, I want to be friends with Blue. Teal is saying, I understand why you would want to be friends with Blue. What? It's been a while since I've heard that before. I mean, normally you're just like, yeah, sure, that's fine. But Teal has gone about it a slightly different way. Blue has 83 villagers, which is by far the most, and says, Gray, I've sent you 2 sheep. And this is like late Castle Age, early Imperial Age time for most players, except for you, Mr. PC Nerd. But doesn't really feel like the time where sending sheep does have a great effect on Gray's eco. But Gray appreciates it. Big smiley face there. Good teamwork, I guess, is to be expected. There is a chance of Blue going for Fatorias. It's something you always think about with Portuguese. But what I want to think about is how bad the trade's going to be. Because look at how weavy the trade's going to have to be. Like, it can't go here, so it's got to run through Teal's base. If you want to go corner to corner, it could be really awkward to trade on this map. Oh, can you imagine them trading this way and the trade all running along this 2-tile gap? That would be rough. My boss walks into me watching your stream almost every day and doesn't seem to care. I don't think it should be an issue. Granted, I am someone who broke the rules, you know, back when I worked in an office environment. I think results should matter. I think it should all be about, you know, you have a job. Are you doing your job? Cool. I don't care what the crap you're doing if you're doing your job well, you know? That would be my outlook. But also, there was a point where I was a manager and I maybe was a little too lax on people because that was my mindset. So, oh, you remember the Jeff story? Man, it makes me want to tell the chicken story again, but I don't know. I don't know if I should retell that. Screw it. I'll retell it. Hold on. We've got talk here. Ray says, I love SimCity building in post-Imperial fights, or into post-Imperial fights. And Teal says, don't worry, it'll escalate quickly. The only reason I do not play ranked is because I can't do it. Okay, so Gray really likes to boom casually. Slow build up. And Yellow says, so like a couple minutes ago, Yellow said all very chill and peaceful. Gray says all this cute stuff. And now Yellow says, okay, what are we going to do about Gray? Wait, what? So Monk wants to kill him now? All right, I'll tell the story, okay? Real quick. We'll make it quick before the action starts. So as I already established, I worked in a call center, right? And so the majority of my job, I did work for a company called Comcast, big internet company in the U.S., known for their high prices and lack of service. So their advertisements will tell you otherwise, and to be honest, don't know if that's changed recently. Anyways, back then, you know, my job, I get in there, and it's a really stressful situation. And I remember the previous night, it was projected that there would be like 6 to 8 inches of snow the next morning. So I, like a responsible person, stayed up till 5 a.m. playing Call of Duty, and I was supposed to be in at work at 8 a.m. to do a 10-hour shift. But I was like, well, there's no way they're going to have us going to work because it's supposed to be a lot of snow, so let's stay up till 5 a.m. So I stay up till 5 a.m., and then I woke myself up at like 7:30, and called. There was a little number you called to see if we're open, and it's like, yep, open for business. You got to be in at work. So I was like, great. So I like 2 hours of sleep, hate my life. It's snowing. No one's on the roads. I was just like so angry at the world. Like, why am I going in? Why am I working? Why didn't they cancel? This is the worst. Why am I doing this job? Blah, blah, blah. 2 hours of sleep, right? So I'm miserable, not excited. And I think to make matters worse, and I might be just adding this on for the sake of it, I honestly feel like when I got in there, like no one else was in there. Like everyone else just stayed home. And I was like, oh, I should have stayed home. Anyways, so the way it works is you put this headset on, and you're like in queue or out of queue. It's like, think ranked game. In queue or out of queue, right? And so there's a call. The second you go in queue, you hear a boop. And then you do your little thing. You do your little intro, and then there's a person there. So I hate my life. There's like no one else there. And I'm ready for a horrible 10-hour shift. And so I get there, press the button. Boop. Thank you for calling. Did you say your name is Chicken? And I'm like, I hate the world, remember? Okay? So I'm like, no, my name is Tristan. How can I help you? Your name is Chicken? And is this old man, like his profile pops up, right? So you have all this information on the people you're helping. This old dude from like the middle of nowhere. Your name is Chicken? Well, I'll be Chicken. I've lived 75 years on this earth, and I've yet to speak to a man named after a farm animal. I went from the most, like, miserable state of mind to throwing, like, toggling mute, half throwing my headset off. I'm, like, falling out of my chair and rolling around. Like, this man just changed the rest of my day. I was laughing so hard. And for those that don't know, my name is Tristan, not Chicken. but he was so old and he couldn't hear. And he was so like, you know, wholesome, I guess, that you actually would think that someone would be named Chicken. I don't know. And so anyways, I end up actually talking to the dude. Like, I'm laughing. My manager, like, walks over because he sees me doing this. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, everything's fine. And all the guy wanted to know was if the local service center was open because he wanted to return a remote or something. He's like, it's awful snowy out there, blah, blah, blah. So it was like a 3-minute conversation. And after that call, so you're supposed to go back and do another call. My manager's like, hold up, come over here. And we re-listened to the call together because they could re-listen to the calls. We literally went to his little cubicle and re-listened to this old man call me Chicken and just died for like 10 to 15 minutes. And then I went back to work. And the rest of my day was fine. I still hated being there, but the rest of my day was fine. So I'd like to think that there was like, I would absolutely love it. I don't know about you guys, but my grandparents always retell the same stories all the time. And they're like, have we ever told you the story about this? And we're like, yes, Grandpa. He's like, oh, well, I like to think that he would every holiday tell his family about how he spoke to someone named Chicken. And they'd be like, you didn't talk to someone named Chicken. He's like, yes, I did. Yes, I did. I asked him 3 times and he said his name was Chicken. That would make me so happy. So I don't know. If there's anyone out there who has a grandparent who said they talked to a person named Chicken, but if they did, that was me. And no, my name is not Chicken. But yeah, that's the story. So anyways, we have seen like very little action here. There is some conversations. These guys are probably diploing their hearts out, and they're going to rewatch this later on YouTube, and they're going to be like, why is he telling chicken stories? I've got to catch up on this chat. Excuse me. I got into my groove there. Team, I'm securing some positions in the middle. Gray says, let me help. Gray, Teal is trading north. Are you sure he's on our team? Ooh. Gray says, let me confirm. Teal, how come you are trading north? And Blue says, I mean, if he wants to betray, he won't tell anyways. So Teal hasn't responded to that. But basically, to sum it up, I think Blue has caught on to the fact that Teal doesn't exactly trust them down here. So that is an interesting pickup there from Blue. And Gray, I think, wants to be friends with everyone. But remember what Teal said earlier makes it seem like he doesn't exactly want to be buddy-buddy with Blue. He literally said, well, if I were you, I would want a friend on that side too. He didn't say, yeah, let's be friends with him. Bleep buds with Gray or not? Here, hold on. Let me... There we go. That's exactly what he said. PC Nerd just chilling over here, by the way. Let's look at his total eco stats. 67 eco. Catching up on that, though. Has been trading a lot. Red's got markets in this corner, so Red probably going to trade with Blue. And this is the classic, no one wants to fight yet. They're not sure who to attack or what the repercussions may be point of a community game. So you're basically asking us to call you Chicken? No. I've been called Chicken enough times. I think that's been worn off, but I don't know how many of you guys heard that story or not. I have quite a few funny stories from my call center days. I'm sure you guys can imagine. Talk to so many different people. It's one of those things where I'm really... I hated that, but... I worked a lot of jobs that I didn't like, and I feel like it really has given me even more appreciation for what I'm doing now and being able to do this with you all, so I'm super grateful. And wow, Midna researching treason, but Midna's allied with everyone. And unless this was bugged out, Midna researched it like 4 times. And you do not get notifications for your allies' kings are with treason. Now, it should work that way, because the way treason works, it's like, yeah, it would make more sense for it to work if you could find out where your allies' kings are, but yeah, it just does not work that way at all. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm fine hearing more stories. But we're about to see some fighting here. It's going to happen, and I don't want to force stories. You know, when stories come up naturally, we tell them, but okay. Ray says, I need to set up some trade. Let's go for orange so trade is easier. Why would they go for orange so trade is easier? They're not trading over there. That doesn't make... Oh, okay, so they're kind of... I mean, I guess the way the trade cards work is wonky. Yellow is going across the map. Where's Teal going to? Teal is heading over to purple. Ah, yes, it's because of the moats. Moats blocking this off are a big problem. Yellow says, my men know they must die when the time comes. It's what they signed up for. I love that. Did they sign up, though? Like, think of the time period we're talking about. Like, okay, no, maybe they could have signed up, but, like, we think about it. I don't think these villagers are getting any breaks or, like, getting any time to spend their hard-earned dough on these farms. Cav archers are heavy cav archers, you know. They've got to be earning something, but that might just be their family's life back on the farm. Okay. Seems everybody hides kings in castle. It will be hard to snipe. Orange has petards. Looks like he wants to go for a kill. Does he? Oh, PC nerd has everything outside the buildings. This is not very sneaky. PC nerd, by the way, has been a dedicated viewer of mine. Back in the Twitch days, he would always host me with one viewer. Never streamed. Never streamed a day in his life. But he'd always host me. And now when he shows up here on Facebook Gaming, you can't, like, host and it doesn't show up in the same way. Literally just types it. Has been hosted by PC Nerd. Every day. And he must not know that you can set gather points inside the buildings by clicking it with right click. And so, you know, just like airing his dirty laundry and showing everyone that there's petards out here. Which, normally I'd look at a lower elo player and a player who has low score and say, this guy's going to be fine. But having petards out is not exactly going to make him trustworthy. Doesn't matter too much, though. We can roll him. The red says soon. Oh, no. No. I would say that they're being a bully if it wasn't for the fact that there were petards out. But still, I think you could make arguments that they should look and say, well, you know what? Maybe we could ally him. The thing is, though, PC Nerd hasn't exactly talked to people. You know, you need to interact with people. You need to say, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's be buddies. I'm this, I'm that. You have to do some Diplo. Haven't heard much of that. Teal says, hello, Green. I speak solely to you. What are your alliances? And Amoxicillin at the same time says, hey, Yellow, want to get pink. The king actually just moved. Like, right when that was said. Right when that was said, the king moved. Is that a coincidence, or did he see that? Okay, Midna is going to turn on PC Nerd. PC Nerd is making some trebs right now. Teal says, I ask because Yellow asked me to join him against you with Perp. Interesting developments over there, but yes, unfortunately, Mr. PC Nerd, it looks like your end is near. Congratulations on the new job, by the way. But the king is going to be somewhere in here, and the king is dead. PC Nerd out of the game. Very little resistance on his part. And Midna. Oh, it explodes! I completely forgot it explodes until now. Okay, the king explodes. And now everyone needs to run. PC Nerd drops the GG. They need to get out of here. And this could affect people's trade. And also some buildings. And, oh my god, these explosions catch me off guard every single time. And the Huskarls didn't get away. Alright, blue was able to get away, though. And Teal immediately says, red units died. He is vulnerable. Wow. So, talk about sensing blood in the water. Whoa, 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 what's happening? Guys. Guys, now I want him to snipe a king with this bug. What is this? Oh, it fixed. Okay, I think it fixed. Wow, that was crazy. Well, I'm not sure what exactly happened there. It must have been a bug with a patrol or attack move or something, but it's a Jesus organ, and it just walked on water. The blue says green next. He has strong units. Blue, me, and teal here. Ah, I was kind of trading with him. That was rough, red, man. Maybe pass your lands to slap red. I like yellow. I really like how yellow talks. And we're going to have red going after green. I think blue will support... red. Teal telling me the target is red. Yes, but red doesn't know any of this. And no one's telling red, which kind of sucks for him. Yeah, so teal, purple, and yellow, I think, are going to go hit red. And gray might even join in. But we do have gray here with some Tarkans, and he's running back. Okay. If you let us kill green, says blue. So I think blue might be saying, I'll let you come over to get red if you let us kill green first. And maybe he's kind of, in a roundabout way, asking them to wait. If I were blue, though, I would not be too happy with losing red. I think you're going to want red by your side, but I guess if you have to choose between fighting alongside red or fighting alongside 3 others, it's going to be tricky. Yeah, so they're going to go after red, and blue says, I'll make sure to distract him. So blue is fighting along red and is basically double-crossing him here. Is just giving him up. And he's asking them to wait, but I don't think they want to wait right now. To be honest, green's going to die pretty quickly here, though. As strong as elite elephant archers are, they are not very strong against huskarls. Actually, are they strong against huskarls? Holy crap. I think they are strong against huskarls. Green is like blue is attacking, and green is expecting there to be help from purple, but there's going to be none such help. Green might survive, but I don't think green is going to receive any type of support. I don't know. You could say maybe could have talked to purple, but it felt like purple chose yellow a long time ago. And teal is going after red right now, and red's king is in this castle. What a silly map T90 picked. Hard to escape from king. Yeah, I like that. It's hard to escape with your king. I don't know if that's what teal meant. I didn't think about that when I picked it, but you can only leave a couple different ways. Here comes purple as well. And yellow now notices this, but will yellow be able to get somewhere with the king? Obviously, red is in the process of killing green. If I'm green, I might be a little upset. And I might actually send my king into purple's base. Because he's not helping at all. But he might not realize the situation as everyone's coming to the party. Oh, I hope they can't escape. Red, can your last move be a quick wall so all this army gets trapped in here? They're all wanting the king kill for themselves. And the king is going to eject. And the king is going to die. Okay. But now they need to get out of here with their army because they're going to lose it all. And I really hope they all lose it all. I really hope, please, 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 please. That would be so satisfying. I want to see them lose everything. Red is down. I don't think purple's going to escape. I think yellow will lose some of his cav archers as well. Why are you attacking trade? What? Yes! Woo! That's what I live for, baby. Let's go. Chicken like that. Chicken likey. That was cool. All right. Just passing from green. Green is actually alive. And where is the king actually going? Yes! I said this earlier. I said if people are going to kill you, use the king as a weapon. You know you're going to die anyways. So now green is trying to run in towards blue, but blue is actually going to kill it. Now, will this have any repercussions for anyone else? It could hit gray. It's definitely going to damage gray the most. Gray is in the process of making all these buildings too. I would be so upset. Okay. Well, here it comes. Zoom out a bit more, and boom. Boom. That did hurt blue, but it did not hurt his king at all. Blue says, hey, Gray, I'm still with you, by the way. Just went on a bit of a killing with red, but he got sniped. And Gray says, okay. And they're just figuring out what just happened. And that hurts Gray massively. Gray doesn't have any stables now with the Huns. And lost some eco there, too. How confident are you? I'll back it, but Teal's my guy. Not sure. I think yellow maybe is talking to purple. I'm not sure I would say that, but Teal's my guy. Like, I'll back you, but Teal's my guy. Like, that's like, yeah, I like you, but not as much as the other guy. The half of gray is dead. I wouldn't say the explosion strength has increased, but we have so many different versions, and I'm always going back and forth between versions. I have probably over 100 different maps with different king explosion radiuses and everything, so it's complicated to keep it consistent. Excuse me. Oof, choo-choo train. Oof. Blue says, I don't have many strong units. Do you have a meat shield? And Teal says, how about blue now? Yeah, yellow and blue kind of doing things that I disagree with. I would not say what yellow said, because that means that you can't be trusted. And I wouldn't say what blue said, because then you're seen as a threat. Gray says, well, this is pretty bad. Blue is amigo. I think Gray is hearing from Teal that Teal wants to kill blue. And yellow says, do you reckon we can take him? Any Fatorias, by the way? No Fatorias for blue. I mean, blue will be fine if the trade continues to run for a while. Let's look at stockpiles. Blue's got 15,000 gold. I think blue is under... I think he's slow playing his hand here. And now starting to wall up as well. And I think the others are picking up on that. That's what I get for getting Goths. I mean, PC Nerd is going to say that that was karma, Midna. Just saying. I don't think you killing PC Nerd was necessarily why you died. But okay, blue sees this. Blue sees Teal is on the way. And actually, the king could be killed. Organ guns are very slow. Gray, defend me if you can, please. I trust you. Red says, I have 11 targets. Or Gray says, I actually feel really bad for Gray, because Gray wants to be friends with both of these players, and they're just not going to get along. Blue says, Teal, where are you going? And I think he knows, but does he want to run with the king? Oh, quick wall. Rewall it. Rewall it. Rewall it. Rewall it, blue. Villager, rewall it. A wall. Blue, wall. Okay, no wall. There's still a chance this king goes down then. This could be really bad. Not just for blue. Obviously, if blue dies, that won't feel good. But for gray. And I think instinctively, you might want to even hide with gray. But gray's not going to want any of that. Gray already lived through an explosion. A great job from blue to survive that. The organ guns were strong enough. But now you've got longbows. Feels like the western side, the northwestern side, they realized pretty early on that if they stuck together, this would work. They picked the weak links out and said, let them die. You had Midna going down earlier, green going down. They just weren't protected. You haven't had a whole lot of grouping up. And yellow is making a move. Oh, I was not expecting this. Yellow has just made a move against Teal. This probably means that blue has a chance to survive, but I don't know where the king is. The king is running away right now. Very hard with Portuguese to counter that from Britons. So we have the Tatars up against the Bulgarians here. And then we actually have Gray defending. So Gray is defending Teal, but not defending blue for some reason. GG, I guess. Frowny face. Avenge me, says blue. I mean, Gray could save you. Gray just doesn't want to save you. Gray wants to save the other guy. Gray just says sorry and doesn't offer any support. Blue says, how much gold to leave me alone? I have 5k, which is a lie. Blue has 19,000. So he's asking purple. And purple might feel bad here. Let me send you res so we can team. Okay. That's a lot of Tarkans and that's a lot of Paladins. I think that could clear this. Purple, by the way, has a king in the northern corner for those wondering. Didn't yellow just say Teal is my guy? And then that fight happened? Gray, we gotta slap Teal, bud, or we dead. I just love the thought of Gray wanting to be friends with everyone, and he's just consistently being pulled from side to side in a time of war, and he feels very uncomfortable. That's what this feels like. Okay, blue says purple, and purple says I will kill Tail and stop. Not sure what a Tail is, but maybe he meant castle. So he's gonna kill the castle and then stop. Now that didn't say, he didn't say ally, he said stop. Now it was funny because yellow said or we dead, but I'm pretty sure that's or you dead. Because you started this. So let's see what gray does. It would not make sense for gray to go attack teal now. It would make sense for gray to join teal. I don't think yellow's attack on teal was well timed at all. Purple wasn't helping. It was all on his own. It wasn't really that successful. He wasn't close to getting a king. Blue says, gray, help me out. I'm completely lost. What's going on? How is with how at the moment? Yeah, I can see why you're confused. I'm confused after that as well. I can't tell if blue is lacking confidence or playing dumb, but blue's got a lot of resources. I think blue wants to show a weak hand and then hope the others kill themselves off. Now purple has turned on yellow, and this is where yellow is 3v1s. And I think purple realized who's winning here. Okay, yellow's losing. I'm going to just team up with the others. What's up, Joey? Says, hey, T90, got held up at work. Glad I could finally catch some Kami games. Hey, welcome home. Happy Friday. Salaga, there have been spiteful exploding king's deaths. It's just, it's very hard to have it all the time. We're seeing it more and more these days. Clearly, earlier, green tried to do that with blue, but ran into one of blue's castles. Yeah, there's no way that yellow is going to be able to survive this on his own. And does he know that? And is he going to go for the spiteful king death? This is exactly what you just brought up. Oh, he actually can't go that way unless he chops through the trees. Yeah, that's the problem with the map, I guess. It's just all the random choke points. So gray happily helping his buddy teal. Blue now has more of every resource except for stone. And I imagine gray's distracted with the fighting, and blue says, gray, we need to kill teal after this together. Interesting. Where did that king go again for yellow? It's hiding here. I don't love that position for our entertainment. If there was an onager cut, that would be amazing. But I guess even then, it would have to loop around. And purple did a good job to basically castle all the areas. Castle and stonewall to make it impossible to get anywhere near that king. Okay, teal with the... because I think treason was researched and they now know the king is over here somewhere. Which should probably lead to yellow moving it. And teal's maybe going to loop a little bit. Gray's got a lot of military. Holy crap. 150 military. I guess when he lost all those villagers, he just filled the rest of his pop space with military. But wow. Oh, he is there on it. Okay, so we're going to see them move in towards where that king is. And I think yellow will die shortly. And this is going to be the end for yellow. Could not escape. Maybe a little disappointed to not be able to get closer to the enemy, though. Is making a run for it. Purple, who are you with? I think teal and gray are not going to split teams. Yeah, so blue's been putting some feelers out there to find out if gray wants to help him, and he's not really getting responses. And purple is now being attacked by yellow and doesn't seem to notice this. And yellow's king is still on the move. Where is yellow going to go here? Yellow might go towards gray. Uh-oh, uh-oh. He's going to lose it. Guys, he's going to lose it. He should see this. He should see this. Oh, he sees it. Oh, my God. Oh, wait, he's allied with you. Oh, yeah, he's allied with blue. My bad, my bad, my bad. A PTSD from that one time where blue's king or castle killed the king. Hasta la vista, baby, says yellow. I like it. Purple, what are you going to do after killing yellow? If we don't team, I think gray and teal are going to kill us. True. Blue. Okay, teal has 1,000 palas, and purple says, can't think that far ahead. Now, yellow's getting pretty darn close to Teal's king. He's getting pretty darn close. Oh my god! Oh my god! Did Teal notice that? Did Teal notice that and pull back to not kill it? Because it just got worse. Uh-oh. Where is the king at, actually? The king is running. Okay, so yellow knows, or Teal knows. I can't get freaking colors right, but this is going to be awful for Teal. Oh, man. OMG, what a buddy. And, goodbye. Woo, man. And the king is over here. So Teal survives, but look, I think you're right. I think the radius on these explosions is much bigger than what we've had before. Gray says, phew. And now that definitely hurts Teal, right? I imagine Teal's resources are great. They're decent, right? But he doesn't actually have any on gold. And so I don't know if Teal's going to be looking near as strong now. Certainly doesn't have the reinforcements. And Monk says, that was for you, Blue, my brother. Interesting. Well, there you go. And that's what I want to see in Exploding Kings. If people are going to team up on you, make them pay. Great job from Yellow to escape there. If I were Teal, I'd be a little annoyed with Purple, because Purple has longbows, and they could have easily sniped that, but I don't think Purple knew. And they're all scared now, and it's getting down to the nitty-gritty here. And Purple says Gray has a lot of Paladin, and now Teal is at a point of weakness, and Blue allies him. So Blue and Teal are now allied. And it says, Teal, are you afraid of Gray? Because I am. I think Gray, we're going to look back at Gray and say that what hurt him here was just not communicating with Blue enough. Because Blue has tried to talk to Gray and is not getting a lot of responses. He's tried to talk to Purple, and Purple was basically like, ask me later, which is the classic parent routine. Blue wants securities for the future. And he's not getting it. And Blue has good eco and has good defense, but really needs an ally. How much did you lose with the explosion? Need resources. Teal says, no, I do not talk with Perp. Blue says, I can forgive what you tried before. And now Teal says, okay, Blue is trying to ally me. Okay, so that seems like Teal is telling the others. But there's 4 players, and Blue still doesn't have a solid ally. Gray says, sure. After Perp, then Blue, and Mono y Mono. Okay, so Gray and Teal are going to go kill Purple and just let Blue sit here? And then kill Blue later? Meanwhile, Blue is trying to be friends with both of you, and you're not talking to him? And you're planning on sending all of your military to the north, which leaves you exposed when this dude is going to notice that? Blue says, you know anything about what's about to go down, Purple? Who is teamed at the moment? Yeah, Blue needs to know stuff. I'm with Teal, but been so quiet. Pretty sure Teal and Gray about to kill us. Okay, so they're going to try and team up now, I think. Gray says, Blue is pretty shaken, but Perp had no interference the whole game. But you see what I mean, though, guys. If Gray and Teal make any move 2v1 versus either Purple or Blue right now, the other person is going to realize that those two are going to kill the other individual and then turn around and kill them. So it would be wise for them to kill Teal or Gray. And they don't really have the biggest of bases, to be honest. What's your plan, Blue? Now we get a response, immediate response from Blue. It says, maybe betray Gray. He's too strong to be left as one player with this many paladins. Teal says, I don't like people who stand back. I don't know who they're talking about. I think Gray and Teal are still talking about killing Purple. Blue is trying to get everyone's attention and just sent 100 gold to every person remaining in the game. He says, this is so you can pay the eye doctor bill after the staring contest. Oh, and it earned him. It earned him an ally. That comment. This is so you can pay the eye doctor. after the staring contest. He's like, guys, commit to do something. I've been trying to get you guys to do stuff for the last half hour. How about you stop staring at each other and we get a move on here? And I like how Teal allied him immediately after the comment. That was an amazing comment right there. Purple, Gray has a lot of army but no eco, so if we destroy his army and production buildings, we're good. And I'm going to assume there's going to be no response from Purple or delayed response from Purple. Yeah, Blue's just ready to fight. And Teal says, not sure who to snipe first. Guys, the easy play, honestly, I'm going to pause real quick, just for a second. This is the easy play for Gray and Teal that they can't figure out Diplo-wise, okay? Blue has been talking to both of them about being friends. All they have to say to each other is, listen, we're going to get Blue in our team. We're going to kill Purple because that helps us. And after we kill Purple, we kill Blue. But what's happening is they're thinking only together, and they're leaving Blue out to dry. And if I were Blue, I would be really frustrated with that. Not sure who to snipe first. Who do you choose? I'm down for Blue then. Now, the thing that sucks about Blue being attacked first, in particular for Blue, is I'm not sure if Purple's really going to be there to defend him. But it is true that if Blue or Purple start being attacked, the other person who's left untouched is going to be the target next. That should be clear. Okay, Teal now turns on Blue, which should tell Blue what's happening. And Blue has a lot of fortifications, guys. But he has a lot of resources, but I am concerned he doesn't have a lot of production buildings for what he's making. He's only got like 6 castles, which seems like a lot, but compared to 20 stables, it's not that much. Okay, they're going for me. Please help. Purple, what are you up to? Seems like Gray is killing it with Blue. What? Killing with Blue. Okay, so now Teal's throwing like some confusing messages out. Here comes Purple with Trebs. Red? Wait, what is happening here? Red's Huskarls are killing Purple's trade? From beyond the grave. Wow, that's actually really important. Way to go, Midna, my boy. I don't know how they got there exactly. And now you've got Teal killing some of Red's trade and Blue's trade. Okay. He's going for me. Choose your side. Purple says, I know. Okay, so Purple's joining them. And Blue, you just gotta fight 1v3 here, buddy. You just gotta fight 1v3. The sooner you turn on them, the better. They're trying to get a full surround on you here. Don't let it happen. Turns on Gray. And Purple now turns his... Wait! Purple has turned on Gray. And Gray has turned on Purple? I can't tell. I don't think Gray turned on Purple. So Purple is here to help, but just with 6 trebuchets. And the organ guns disappear. Organ guns just can't compete against similar numbers of paladins. Okay, now Gray knows. And so now Purple is definitely going to be attacked by Gray and Teal, you'd think. And the king was actually in this castle, so it's unfortunate they weren't able to kill Gray. Down here, this is where you need to start massing all your organ guns if you're Blue. And he did actually wall this, partially, which was really smart thinking. It's not fully walled, but I like how he did that, because it's going to be awkward for them. And, okay, that was just a late alert from Capture Age. The king is there for Gray. And Teal, not really here with anything to support right now. Now, if Gray didn't have 172 paladins, I would say maybe there's a chance you could hold and make more organ guns. But he doesn't even have over 60. So, because this is the top 3 in military, he's not even in the top 3. So, this is just, Gray's just got too many paladins. And I think for Blue, this could be the end. The king is there. The king would have to escape. And Purple's still frustrated that Red is killing his trade. Red's been out of the game for a while, but I think Blue's going to be out of the game. And that means Purple should be making some type of a move. I guess that was him doing so. He didn't really help Blue. I think that's what Purple will regret. Not helping Blue with army, you know? Man, does Blue have resources, though. From what I remember, the stockpile for Blue is insane. Look at this. 100,000 resources in the bank. It's still making organ guns, which I've talked about it many times. I think they're good early castle age, mid castle age, but in team games, they're just not a great unit for the late game. And Blue has made it back here? But does Blue know? What? Gray says he's got away. Yeah, he's got away. And Blue's laughing. He can't believe that just happened. He says, I unintentionally juked him. I was going to say, that move didn't make a ton of sense. I didn't even expect it. He says, get Gray's production buildings. Meanwhile, what is Purple doing? Well, he's like, well, I'm going to die, so I got to defend more. Purple's not here to help you. Purple is not here to help you. It'd also be very hard for Purple to do so from far away. So it would have been better for Blue if he could have gotten Gray or Teal to work with him. I feel a little bad for Blue because... but then I remember that he so easily gave up Midna. And imagine if Midna was here, what Midna could do with Halb spam. If Midna with Goths could just spam Halberdiers, I feel like Midna and Blue could have really worked together. And Midna was happy to work with Blue. So I don't know if Midna's out there watching this still, but Midna's probably like, well, you kind of deserve this, man. You don't have a teammate? Well, guess what? You killed me by letting me die and not giving me a heads up people were on the way. Red is dead. Do you mean Teal? He says, yeah, I thought Teal attacked me. Yeah, Teal is going to try and attack you, trying to figure things out. The trade from Purple is actually heading towards Teal now, after Teal has turned, because Red had these Huskarls down here. I guess he was trading with Red, and Red still had army here. Purple's like, yo, stop that. And I think Purple's struggling to realize the situation here, that Gray and Teal are buddy-buddy till the end. That's the situation we're in, and Gray could still kill Blue. I am still curious on the resources for Gray. Good question, because the guy's just making Paladins nonstop. It looks like he's running low now. He certainly hasn't had the economy. Has only had 6 eco. If Blue just had a massive organs, just like 30 or 40, maybe. Purple sends gold to Teal. And Teal said, you lose more if you don't pay me. Wow, so, okay. Teal just got some resources. And Red wins this fight? Oh, God. I know you are a man of wealth and taste. Send more 5K, and I will definitely support you. What? So he just got 3K resources, and he's asking for even more. Ruthless. Blue's King on the move now. And I think this is time for Blue to... maybe it's not a good time when you have that many resources to accept that you're dead, but... it does feel bad. Blue says, going to suicide on Gray. Try to snipe Teal if possible. Maybe I can get Gray. And Purple says, keep extorting me and I'll bomb you. Uh-oh. I think this is going to be the end for Gray. Purple's not happy with Teal. Keep extorting me and I'll bomb you. Okay. And Teal says, this would be the last extortion. I just really need the money. And Blue is going to die, and I think Gray's going to think, oh, did I kill him here? I don't think Gray's going to really know. Gray noticed. Gray noticed. I mean, this is why we changed it, by the way, so you can see all the dying things instead of just like a shirt on the ground. So Gray noticed, and his whole eco of 3 villagers is going to flee. He will lose his stables, and Teal loses some stuff in the process. But Gray is alive. The Gray is still alive. And now we have 2 players versus 1. Now, in all fairness, it always would have been really tough for Purple and Blue to work together. I wish there would have been a little bit more effort to team there, but Britons are very slow. It would have been hard to support continuously. Also, Blue, I think you're going to be upset because of the amount of resources in the bank when that game ended, but you can't say that Blue didn't try and Diplo this one. Gray has 0 vills. 0? 0 vills. And no town center. And I don't think Gray has any monks either. And no stables. Oh! Oh no! Blue got gets him. Gray, what are you doing? Gray's out of the game now. And Teal was typing, "We are coming, purple. Last chance, 5K or nothing." And now Gray is dead, so there's no we. So blue gets his revenge. And the good news for purple is I think a lot of these paladins die. Oh, okay, never mind. It's hard for me to get that radius down. Gray says, "Well, dang, XD. Well, great job, Gray. I think you and blue kind of deserve to go out at the same time, to be honest." Blue got some revenge from beyond the grave. Also, blue got 2 king kills with castles that game. I think it was 2 king kills with castles. Yeah, probably was a mistake to not just have your king in Teal's base. It would have been funny if Gray was like, "Hey, send me resources or I'll detonate my king in your base to Teal." Because he would need the resources to make paladins. Blue, I betrayed you and I am really sorry. Aww. Let's be friends. I pinky promises, Teal. No. This is a 1v1 now. This is a 1v1. They are allied, though. But Teal was so nice to me the whole game, giving tips and the such. Okay, so Gray's explaining why blue wasn't important enough. Which is fine. Purple's like, purple is not impressed with Teal's attempt at chat. Teal is being a little silly, and purple's just not having it right now. King is very well protected. Purple is really going in for the last stand here. And you can't use your king to like break through, because then you're dead and you get second place. So what do you need if you're Bulgarians here? You need siege ram. What do you need if you're always up against Britons? Siege ram. Make siege ram and start to push these castles. This is not protected. Purple is making more longbows, but you really need siege here if you're Teal. I'm not sure about the approach of using hussars. This is funny, though. He could actually bring red's hussars to purple's base. So I think he's down here for a different reason. Want to get some shout-outs in here for subs and whatnot. Thank you, Matt, very much for the new sub. Reminder, and I will be on this until the end of April. There is a bonus of $20 that comes to me for every single new subscriber. So if you're watching on desktop, you can hit the overview tab. Watching on mobile, should be an overview tab. If you subscribe, I already get support from the subscription. But no joke, Facebook Gaming is giving a $20 bonus for every new subscriber. I normally don't bring this stuff up as much. Feels stupid not to, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And thank you to the people who've already been on board with that. Can you imagine if that would have lined up with my first couple weeks here? All the people who came over and supported right away. I mean, we've had a lot of people come in. Don't get me wrong, do this little special, but I didn't say noob subscriber. If I got an extra $20 for every noob subscriber, I would be a billionaire. We just hit 300,000. Someone do the math. 300,000 on YouTube. Not calling you guys noobs. Okay. Gray, I can't see your messages. Only seeing them in T90 stream. Gray says, and my chat was not on everyone. I have no idea how it works after game XD. XD. So now that is on all. Sorry, Gray. But it's K. Not Gray. Blue. Okay. They're getting it out of their system. They're now friends. If they're ever in a game together again, maybe there will be more trust. Gray's paladins are going down. Oh, are those dismounted conics? I was very confused. Yes, those are dismounted conics. He used to be on a rider, and that horse has gone down. It was a great game from Blue, a great game from Gray. Comment of the game came from Blue about the eye doctor. I loved that. He was spot on as well. They couldn't really decide on what to do, and I think it damaged Gray's chances, Teal's chances, and Purple's chances. I think Blue tried his very best when it came to the Diplo. Having Portuguese and only having like 30 organ guns with no Halb meat shield, though, was probably the main issue there. I mean, to check how many kills these Huskarls have? 93. What about these longbows from Purple? 36. That number's going to go up. Okay, guys. You really need to have siege rams here if you're Teal. There you go. This is less about Diplo. This is more about what's your skill. You know, you've made it down to this level. What's your 1v1 skill look like? At the moment, it's looking a little better for purple in some ways. But Britons, I always say, it's a hard civ to push, and it's a hard civ to push with. But my goodness, is that a lot of trebuchets. 15 Briton trebuchets. Okay, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Tim. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, there's no better time. Like, if you're ever going to subscribe one time, you could do it. If you want to sub once, never sub to anything, anyone, ever again. Not suggesting that, but if you were to do that, this would be the week, because it goes a long way. I'm going to assume purple got Werewolf. I will know when I see the shots come in. Honestly, very hard to counter this if you're Bulgarians, but I think Teal is doing the right thing. Going for mainly trash units of Hussar and Skirmisher, combining that with Siege Ram is probably the play. This is one of the hardest compositions to stop in the game, and I think what purple needs to do, you see these barracks? Come forward with villagers and make more next to your push. Because you're going to need to take all of this out here. Heavy Scorpion's not a bad choice either. But you're going to need all your units together. It's just so tough. Britain longbows, man. There's a reason when we were growing up, we loved this unit. Not sure about having all the trebs next to these rams. Yeah, purple's going to get out of here now. Champions should take care of most of these. And yeah, it looks like the rams are going to be a waste. Could be mistaken, but I think Teal doesn't have any armor upgrades on the skirmishers. Am I seeing that correctly? Yeah, doesn't have any armor upgrades, so not that skirms would be good against the champions, but skirms would actually tank some shots from the longbows, and now they're just not going to tank anything. It is a struggle to kill the Britons. Why is Red here all of a sudden? How is Red just crapping out units from nowhere? Red's been dead forever. He just keeps showing up. How did this Huskarl get here? And he has to turn on Red, who of course he was enemy with before, but Red's been dead forever. Good question on if Teal has Bagains. Teal does have Bagains, yeah. It has the armor upgrades for the infantry, but I don't know, guys. It's looking like this is impossible to stop. I've mentioned at the start that Isandrius is one of the players that has a bit more experience. You know, there were 3 or 4 in here that I think had a bit more experience. And what's interesting is I don't think purple really played the best Diplo I've ever seen, but was very was all about self-preservation, you know? Making decisions that would allow him to have a victory, or at least get to this stage of the game. Now, we have Teal making a run for it here, and I don't think this will work, but it is something we should note. Oh my god. The trade's going to open the gate, I think. But it still doesn't mean they can take out the king. Oh, if he noticed and just ran to the side, that would have been so funny. They're the heavy scorpions. It is one of the better units you can mix in. But again, it's like, are you mixing it in with the right units? Do you have the meat shield when you need it? Can you stop this number of trebuchets? I like the attempt from Teal, though. Purple might not have noticed that. And he might go in with rams next. He wants to build some stuff over here. And I mentioned forward production for purple. This is an issue. You see how far he has to walk? Britons are pretty slow, so it is kind of an issue to not have closer production. Look at the stockpile now, though. Teal's got a lot of resources, too. Just not too much gold. And now if the production was closer, this would have never happened, right? You would have more of that meat shield. Longbows are actually going to take out these scorpions, no problem. Purple maybe needs to push the trebs forward to take out more buildings. And Teal is trying right now to build this up on this side, but blue has 1 organ gun. Sorry. I'm allergic to organs. And okay, it looks like the organ gun's going to be taken care of. Yeah, this is genuinely a threat to purple if purple doesn't realize that this is over here. Because, yeah, Teal is dying. Okay, so that goes down. It's funny. He was allied with blue, so he kind of could have seen some of this. So Teal is definitely dying. And purple is going to have him surrounded pretty soon. But this is the time for you, Teal, to try. And if you're going in with this, you need to go with like 20 rams minimum. You really need to make it count. And I think what you can do is you can go... Does he know about the walls there? Don't tell me red's going to show up again. Don't tell me red's going to show up again. Well, how does red have so many units, bro? I don't know how this keeps happening. Oh, God. I mean, if he has Hussars, he could deal with the Huskarls, but if he moves too close to this area and red spots this, all this is going to be slowed down. But yeah, the best way would be to go this way. And go around. Here comes purple, though. I mean, the clock is ticking. Use all your gold for rams, and then you use the rest of your food and wood for trash units. He's making the buildings, but he's clearly trying to make stuff at home as well to defend himself. And while that's good and all, I think you need to put all your resources here. But this might not work, but this is good. Teal says, word of advice, don't pick Bulgarians. Teal, word of advice, get blacksmith upgrades for your skirmishers. I would agree that this is a tough situation for you, but I can't sit here and agree with you when you haven't researched 3 blacksmith upgrades, which also happen to be discounted with Bulgarians. I know you're going to be really upset when you hear this later, but don't worry, we've all been there. And now Red's Huskarls are going in. Red's Huskarls are going in. That's so funny to me, man. That's so funny to me. Oh, those rams are so weak now. Red is just haunting people. Remember, I think it was this game I mentioned. I wanted people to be haunted with, like, bad luck. Okay. Does purple see any of this? No. Purple does not. Purple is probably fixated on getting the kill, which makes sense. This is where Teal's king is, making another castle in the back. Purple is maybe 3 to 5 minutes away from doing this. Teal has 1 gate to take out, though. There is a chance, guys. There is a chance. Purple would have to notice this. But when you're a micro god with Britons, I don't know if that makes you a micro god. When you've got this, and you feel like you've got the game, this is where you're going to look. And that's a really weird bug. I don't know why those trees keep appearing. Oh, boy. Now, purple's going to open the gate again because purple has that gather point set across the map. Or did purple notice? It looks like he moved them back. And he noticed. Great awareness from him because, I mean, it would be pretty foolish not to keep an eye out when you're killing the guy. I really didn't think this was going to work. I mean, the teal was clear as day right there on the minimap. You could see it all. And purple is going to defend. And blue is like, yeah, let's go, purple. Let's go, baby. Let's go. And yeah, champions will defend from this. Teal says, oopsie. And it's a little disappointing. We're not, he says, afraid. Oh, wow. Taunting. Nervous. Oh, the taunting. Okay. It is a little disappointing that we're not going to see another explosion in this game, but we have been treated to many explosions in this match. All right. So, purple's going to be able to defend this. Has researched treason again. Purple is not interested in conversation. Purple is interested in blood. Blood. Teal's trying with the Hussars. They do attack faster, something I should have mentioned if you didn't know that, with the 1 unique tech for the Bulgarians. So that's good reason to have them. And the king is now making a move. Now this is just to stay alive, to give Teal a chance at pushing here. A chance that Teal should continue to take until purple completely clears it. And then kills his own king. I like the attempt, though, from Teal. It's what he had to do. He would have needed a few more rams, like I said. I think you need to go in minimum of 20 rams and hope for the best. I don't know if he had the resources for that exactly. But, yeah, I did just drop some frames. We should be back if you guys dropped. I want to say thanks to Ben. Thank you to Alec. Thank you, everyone, for getting in on the new subs here with the bonus. And Teal's going to give the GG well played. You little hoarder. I mean, he's not wrong. But there were a lot of hoarders in this game that got punished. And Yellow says, no, I regret my betrayal. And Teal says, King Duel, okay? Purple's like, dude, you just called the GG and now you're still running. He's like, come on. Teal says, hopeless attempt. I mean, maybe you should save the GG well played until after you get denied. I don't know if this is the time for a King Duel. Hey, maybe you could gift Red the kill. I feel like Midna deserved it. Purple just continues to research trees and to find this thing. As he's massacring Teal's base. I mean, Teal knows the castles are here, right? So, is Teal going to avoid the castle or something? Gonna loop. Catch me if you can. Okay, I'm going to give you a minute. Ha 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 ha. Yes, very funny, says you see nothing. Very funny, Teal. But I will say, I am a veteran at this these days, and I am still at large. Teal, if you spend the next 40 minutes running around the map with longbows chasing you, I will not be a happy camper. I don't think he's going to do that. He's just having some fun. Just having some fun. It's all in good taste. Unless he begins to run around. I think he's coming over here. This is the only way he can do his King Duel, guys. The only way he can duel. Here he comes. Purple's like, are you kidding me, bro? Give me my victory. He says, I know it won't work, but still, I got you. So he's going to try and delete this or lose this near purple. And if there would be an explosion, if there was another player remaining, it would probably finish purple off. I'm fine with him dying like this as well. I think this is fine. I kind of knew when I was saying that he wasn't going to run around the whole map, but there was still that part of me that thought maybe he would. And I'm glad he didn't. GG. GG. Great game. So, let's think about this. Purple let green die. Zero support. Zero support. But green, rightly so, was a little annoyed with the people killing him. So green went this way. Yellow decided to betray purple. And that failed miserably. Purple really didn't have many strong friends in this game. And then there was even that instance where like purple and blue were kind of friends. But blue didn't help purple with much. And blue didn't receive much help from purple. What was most interesting about this is really how the kings changed things, guys. Without exploding kings, this would have been a different scenario. Gray dying to blue's exploding king is ultimately what led to... I guess he didn't die to the king, but it crippled him. That led to gray dying, which led to Teal not having friends. And Teal obviously took some big hits to the exploding kings too. So I like exploding kings because in the event that things are bad for you, you go out with a bang. You can try your best to say, ha, take that, you know, and instill some karma into the game. The map itself, though, I will say, made it more difficult for trade, made it more difficult for kings to move around, made it more difficult for players to expand. So I don't know if moats is necessarily my favorite for this, and I'll take the blame for that. But it was a solid game. This is a great, and I loved Blue's recognition of the situation that everyone didn't really know what to do when there were 4 people left. I loved the wisecrack about the eye doctor. It was freaking hilarious. I was just a little disappointed that Blue didn't have that line of thinking earlier, you know? Because, like, Midna, how many kills did Midna get in this game? Let's see. Midna killed 549 units. Blue had 440 kills. Midna killed more units probably after he was dead than most of the other players in the game. So imagine what Midna would have done if he was actually alive to control things with Blue, you know? So, like, Blue needed a friend. Red would have been that friend. And then I think the rest of the game would have gone different. And then you could also talk about PC Nerd. Maybe they could have used PC Nerd. He could have been petarding people to death. But yeah, it was funny to watch Red's units just show up out of nowhere. It was so random. Here's the resources brought in. Blue did have so much gold and stone brought in. Couldn't really spend it. Couldn't really use it effectively. And that is pretty much it. I could show the APM. I think we all expected to see that Gray had the highest APM. 127 at a random time. Not sure what caused that. Oh, wait. What is this? 132 from Teal. Maybe a lot of Hussars being queued. The main reason I go to this page is just to look at the squiggly lines. There's something satisfying about this, and that's the only reason I go to this.